Hi guys, thanks for joining me. It's Nicole with Chalking It Up 18 and Team Talk and Chalk. And today I wanted to show you a quick, easy project to add to some fall decor. I actually made a centerpiece for my kitchen table, and I am going to chalk the word gather on this little tag. I actually decorated this with this little pine cone, and then I'm going to hang it in my floral arrangement. So I am going to try my best to show you all. This is, it's so close. This is the arrangement I made. It's in a, one of those styrofoam pumpkins. At the end of the video, I'll have a nice picture of that and the display and the items that I'm making here so you could see. It's a little too close for everyone to see. I can't get the angle for the camera correct without making everybody sick by jumping on my camera around. So anyway, I am going to chalk the word gather on here, and I am using our new papaya chalk paste. And this particular transfer is called the Welcome Trio. It is available in our, it's available actually on my online store, in my chalk store. So I will have links to all the products used in today's video in the description for anyone who is interested in checking out our products. So first I'm going to do that. Then I am going to work with our mini buffalo plaid transfer, and I am going to put that around this little box. This is a MDF board put together. I actually bought this at the Dollar Tree, and I just, threw some paint on it and distressed it up a little bit to change it out to what it was. So I'm going to be using this, these words, Harvest Festival. This is actually from our vintage truck add-on transfer set, and it is the fall add-on collection, which is also available, and I will have links in the description for that. But I'm going to put Harvest Festival across this little, it's a shelf sitter, so it can sit like this, and then I'm going to display it on my table with my fall floral arrangement. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is work with the mini buffalo plaid. So let's get this opened up. This transfer is an E, I think it's an E, it might be a D size transfer, so it's large. I'm hoping that they give us a smaller version of it, because that would be awesome for the smaller projects. We do have the large buffalo transfer, the original one, and buffalo plaid, and that is also the same size. It's just larger squares. So with this, I am going to place this transfer along the edges, just around here. And I will have to do one edge at a time. And then I am going to chalk this transfer on the front. And I am using black paste, our black velvet paste, for the buffalo plaid. I'm undecided if I'm using black on the Harvest Festival or if I'm going to go ahead and use the papaya, so I need to think about that. But let's get started on the mini buffalo plaid. So what I have already done is prepared my surface to accept the transfer and the chalk paste. And what I mean by that is because I repainted this and redid it, I did put a little wax on it to get the surface ready for the transfer not to stick to it or pull my paint up or anything like that. So I just use a little bit of either Annie Sloan paste, or, you know, because this is chalk paint, not chalkboard paint, but chalk paint. And, or I use the Min wax, I think it is. Whatever, it doesn't really matter what wax you use as long as it's, you know, smooth and ready to go. So let's get started. I am going to use our fuzzing cloth to fuzz up this end. Now I'm not going to take this whole thing off because I don't need the whole thing. And rather than, sorry, bumping the camera, you know, going through that, I'm just going to fold this back and fuzz this other pad. That feels pretty good. That should do it. And I'll lay this down. And I'm just going to try to get this gently laid here where I think I want it. And I think that actually looks good to me right there. Actually, I'm going to pull it up just a tad, like right there. Alright, here we go. So I'm just making sure there are no air bubbles. I like when this looks a little more distressed, so as I pull it up, if it's a little sloppier, for lack of a better term, I like when it's a little distressed looking. I don't like it to be absolute perfect because it is farmhouse style. So vintage, distressed. Just giving my chalk paste a quick stir. And I am going to go ahead and get started. So this feels pretty good. I'm not going to put too much on. I'm just going to smooth it over, make sure I'm getting all of my coverage on my surfaces. I do have a little bit of grease on my finger. I'm going to get that off before I get that somewhere I do not want to get it. I'm going to hold this as I just slide back down. And I think that is actually going to do it. Alright, let's take this up, see what we have. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, I love that. That looks so nice. So I'm gonna let that dry a second. I'm gonna carefully place my transfer over here. And I'm gonna take the heat tool to it. You might hear a little noise. This is a heat tool that's going to aid in the drying process of the chalk paste so that I can turn this over and move on to the other side. You do not have to have one of these tools. You can use a blow dryer, and air drying is always an option as well. You don't have to have any tool to dry it. It will dry quickly. Just in an effort to speed up the process here, I'm going to give it a quick air dry. You can see that it's drying once the paste turns a different color. Doesn't look as shiny or wet, then you know you pretty much have that covered. And since I won't be putting anything else over top of this, I'm not concerned about laying it on the other side for now. So let's get back to the buffalo plaid. Just gonna hold this up. And I'm not gonna use the area that I just used on the transfer because that paste is now a little more dry on the transfer than I would like it to be, which means I may not get a clean image if I put wet paste back over top of it. So again, I'm just smoothing this down, making sure there's no bubbles. And then I am going to start the process, spreading my paste. I got this. I'm going to hold this down here, get this end. Squeegee off the excess. And then I'm going to pull my transfer up. And there you have it. And that looks really nice too. So again, I am going to give it a quick dry with the heat tool so that I can do the end caps and get that all done. So it's a little bit noise. And there we have that. Now I am going to just do a side. This is truly much easier than trying to paint this design. Anyone who's tried to paint a buffalo check design knows there's a lot of taping. It's a lot of steps process waiting for the paint to dry when you could just get a transfer and be done in minutes. So I am gonna see about where I want this. I'm definitely on a little more of a difficult angle, but I'm just gonna hold that there, smooth it out, and I'm gonna go ahead, put a little on. I'm not gonna press too hard since I don't have very good adhesion because of the angle that I'm on. And I'm just gonna peel that off. And I do love it when it looks distressed, and that is exactly how that came out. So let's move to the other side. And, oh, forgot. Just gonna go ahead and give that a quick dry. should do it for that side. And now I am going to do the other end cap. Hope I'm not going off camera. I certainly don't mean to do that. So I'm just gonna hold that there. I am gonna pick up a smaller squeegee. Hope everyone can see that. All right, and I'm going to peel that back. And there you have it. Oops. So I am going to give that a quick dry. For right now, I'm going to set my buffalo check transfer aside until I can put it in a water bath and get it cleaned up. Let me just clean up my hands a little bit. I've been painting and prepping for other fall projects this morning, so my hands are definitely a mess. All right, let's get this dried. That is wonderful. All right, put those in my water bath, and let's see. I think I am going to go ahead and stick with the black on this. I have used this transfer before, but just to be on the safe side, I am gonna go ahead and fuzz it again because it does feel a little sticky. And again, this transfer comes from our vintage truck add-on, the fall add-on edition. It's a whole collection, has some really nice transfers. Different things that go with the vintage truck and added embellishments. So, let's see. I think that should do it. That might have been overkill. So let's go ahead and get this placed down. And I think that, I actually think that's a little low. Make sure I'm good on my ends, because this fits actually perfectly right across here. And I actually think that's gonna do it. That looks good. So I'm just smoothing out, making sure there's no bubbles. Gonna give my paste another quick stir, grab a squeegee, and we'll get started. So I'm just applying my paste, making sure all areas are covered up. Squeegeeing on. And I am going to squeegee off the excess. So here we go. And I am just going to get that line out of there. That line, and we will reveal what we have. And that is gorgeous. Turned out exactly the way that I wanted it to turn out. And what I'm gonna do is finish up with my tag and the word gather, and then I am going to show a picture of the finished display that will be on my table. So let me give this a quick stir. I'm going to be using the papaya, which is a beautiful paste color. It is also available in our new autumn winter collection. All right, and once again, this is the Welcome Trio, and out of this I am just going to use the word gather, and I am going to give this a quick fuzz, just a quick fuzz. That should do it. Center this thing up here. I'm going to actually bring it to the bottom just a tad so that I can keep my pine cone on there. And let me grab a small squeegee, and we are going to put on a light coat. Squeegee off, and squeegee off a little more, and then we will reveal this, and then that is done. So today we have the Harvest Festival, and that is the mini buffalo plaid all the way around this little block thing. And then we have our gather tag, and again it is going on display with my fall centerpiece for my kitchen table, and I'm going to show you a picture of what that looks like as soon as I get my tag on the pumpkin arrangement, and that'll be it. I appreciate everyone watching. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.